just look around the room. I mean, this is a standing room only crowd of inspiration, commitment to all of us who are on the other side of 60. As the oldest person, I always just say the most seasoned person in the governor's cabinet, I don't think about age as anything other than it's another year to celebrate life. And I think that's how we need to think about aging. It's another year to celebrate life. You know, if somebody had said to me 20 years ago something, I'd be Secretary of Health and Human Services on the other side of 60, I would have said, no, I'm not thinking that way. But it is about what we do to celebrate and acknowledge and work with everyone who lives in this great Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Again, like the governor, I want to thank the MIT Age Lab, Benchmark, and GE Healthcare. I want to thank the governor for his wisdom in appointing 2 social workers to lead his council on aging, and for all of the members who are here today from the council. As social workers, we know to listen and to listen hard, and that is what we did. But we also had such an extraordinary group of people who came together and have provided the governor last week with a blueprint for the future. It is a blueprint because blueprints should be subject to change as opportunities come forward for us, right? The fact that the council, as the council was doing its work, the council members just sort of leapt into action, and that is what this grand challenge was. It was like sort of in the middle of our deliberations, GE, MIT Age Lab, Tom, all came together and said, we need to get some great ideas out there, some big ideas, and to use the platform to really move it forward. And so we didn't wait till the work was done of the council. We just sort of jumped ahead. And frankly, as a social worker, I can't think of all the grand ideas we were thinking of tackling, of the one of social isolation, right? Many people think about social isolation and depression as just a fact of aging, and it just should not be. And we know it's not just depression and social isolation can just make you lonely. It is actually can have great physical health care consequences for people. People can die from being socially isolated and alone. And that is just not how we envision this in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So like I said, the recommendations that the council came forward focused on what the public, private, nonprofit, healthcare, and educational sectors can do to improve and support services and economic opportunities for all of us. In fact, earlier today, I heard one of our council members, Alicia Monell, on WBUR talking about economic security for older adults. I thought, my God, we're like everywhere. So the council focused on improving economic security of older adults, access, obviously, to supportive services, promoting the continued development of our age-friendly communities in the Commonwealth, and facilitating connection and continued engagement by older adults. It's a roadmap. Through the council, we learned that nearly 1 in 3 Massachusetts residents of 65 and older live alone, increasing the risk of isolation, loneliness, and depression. As I said, loneliness is unhealthy for people of all ages, but its effects can be particularly harmful to older adults. Emerging research suggests that prolonged isolation and feelings of loneliness can have, you ready for this one, the same health impacts as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, and can lead to more rapid cognitive decline and premature death. Loneliness and isolation should never be acceptable as the inevitable consequence of growing old. So, as we learn from the challenge's extraordinary submissions, innovation and technology can help us address this most human of conditions. This challenge is exactly the type of forward-thinking, collaborative, cross-sector approach that the governor expects from all of us. So now it's my pleasure to introduce Diane Finkhausen from GE. She and her colleagues at GE Healthcare for taking the governor's challenge to think differently about aging and running with it. Diane.